Greetings, I'm John Baylor, founder On to College. This month's Ask John Anything topic, internships, a secret weapon for high school students to distinguish themselves and get into an even better college and win even more generous scholarships, and for college students to demonstrate their skills and get that fabulous job offer post-college. Feeling it? But let's start with a little language lesson. When I was in high school, internships were volunteer. And if you got paid, it was called a job. But the language changes. I mean, people are using impact as a verb now, and people are writing and saying this phrase, that being said all the time. The language evolves. And now internship can be paid or unpaid. And what does it suggest? It suggests higher levels of responsibility. It suggests a more meaningful experience than just a volunteer or just a summer job. Like you're an intern, all right? And that suggests, hey, something meaningful is happening here. And let me begin with college internships. It's something when you're considering colleges that you should think about. And I think this is really true, that if you ultimately choose a college that's in an urban area or in a suburban area where there are a lot of people and there's a lot of economic activity and businesses, you have greater access than internships than you would if you go to college in a rural area. It pains me to say that because I love when kids go to colleges in smaller towns like Grinnell and St. Olaf and Bates and Worcester College and Ohio Wesleyan. These are fabulous, change your life schools, but they're a little more distant from where the economic activity is. And so it's probably a little more difficult to land those sweet summer internships. I have this chum who went to college outside of Omaha, and he got an internship with an accounting firm, and it led to a fabulous job offer, and he's now graduated and in this great job right there with that accounting firm. If you go to college in a city or in a suburban area, you can be full of distractions, and it's tough to do both. I mean, I love college and I love cities, but doing them both well simultaneously is right, because all those distractions for you and for your professors and everybody else. So I love going to college in rural areas, but it should be noted, access to internships is probably greater where there are a lot of people. Now, how about you high school scholars? If you can get an internship at a local science lab, usually affiliated with a local college, kaboom, that can lend itself to a sweet common application or college application or scholarship application essay, especially if it demonstrates sustained interest. Hey, you're digging science, you're loving science, you got pretty good grades in science, now you're doing the science laboratory work with real meaningful contributions. Boom, that can help distinguish yourselves. Because most high school students are focused on three things: grade scores and one extracurricular, grade scores and one extracurricular. This can be that secret weapon that shows a little more maturity, a little more future focus, a little more career mindedness, right? And that can come out in a common application essay. If you want to go perhaps pursue marketing or advertising eventually, there's got to be a marketing company in town, advertising. But when you're trying to figure out what might be a great internship, either in high school or college, start with this. What's a passion? What's something I may ultimately wish to pursue? Because a huge benefit of an internship is exposure to those areas of interest. And by actually living it rather than just thinking and hearing about it, you can find out A, not that interested, or B, kaboom, I'm going after it. So start with this, but now you need the secret for getting that opportunity. So now you've identified businesses that interest you, or people that you want to at least job shadow or spend a summer working for, or actual areas like retail that interest you, but you don't necessarily just want to be a cashier. You want to be involved in purchasing and choosing the inventory that gets sold at the clothing store. So you've identified that. Well, how do you get somebody with any influence to say, yes, you come work for us this summer and we'll give you a little dough? Handwritten notes. Sure, you can email, but if you write a handwritten note or a typewritten formal letter, if you give something tactile, you see this? This is what's called paper. I mean, there's a lot of history going on in this little Ask John Anything right now. I mean, I've been talking about all sorts of jobs. That was a term we used. Now, paper. If it's something that involves paper, I think it's tough for a big shot to totally ignore it. Getting through via email, even if you do get through, you're in a stack. A handwritten note, really with solid penmanship, explaining what your interest is and what your skills are, what you could contribute, you're going to get a response. You're going to get a response, either here's an opportunity or here are a bunch of people I want you to contact. Or at the very least, a really nice formal typed letter. That'll help you bust through. Now you got to do your homework. You got to know what the company's about. You got to know whom to contact. Maybe the CEO, but probably someone a little bit lower than that. But that's a secret way to get through to the big shot. High school students, a great way to distinguish yourself, get the scholarships, get into selective colleges. It's called internship. College students, those summers, valuable time to find out what you are interested in, what you may not be interested in, and ultimately land that dream first gig right after college. Ask John Anything every month. Every high school student deserves the best post-high school destination at the right price. It's called the right college at the right price. We'll see you next month.